I'll give up on this one.
Yeah, I've just turned this episode off.
Take 3.
Welcome to the other Whiskey and Whiskers Better podcast show. I'm your host, Josh. Today we're going to be talking about questions from the person that sent us all this cool crap. Let's get to the show.
I'm having more fun with the camera over here. The little box trying to catch my face.
You really haven't eaten today.
I haven't at all.
Chad's not eating and we're drinking whiskey. That's never a good mix.
Can't wait to sleep on the couch later.
I just want to see how long it would be quiet there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Whiskey and Whiskers.
The
Chad.
other Whiskey and
Sorry,
Whiskers.
yes. Welcome to the other Whiskey and Whiskers Better podcast
Because
show.
we're the nicer people here
right.
with more likes, more followers, more listeners. But except we're going to be the other Whiskey and Whiskers because we're gentlemen. That's why.
I think it's called taking the moral high ground.
You know what else I can have the high ground? Snipers.
All right, it just got really serious, and now I don't really know what to do.
Drink whiskey.
That's true. Very true. If you don't know what we're talking about, the last episode we discussed...
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I have no idea what we're talking about.
We may not. The last episode, actually 2 episodes ago, episode 4.5.
2, 3.
Well, that was 4.5.
Gotcha.
And then
we've
there's
done...
1, and then this is episode 6.
Gotcha.
We discussed... There's another Whiskey and Whiskers podcast. And I guess it's my fault for not researching hard enough, even though I did, and I couldn't find them. They want us to change our name. So we're still looking for a name. Hopefully
That's up to y'all.
Maybe we should just, make the post now. One of us should do that between this episode and the next one.
I'll do it during this episode.
That's fine with me. I don't care. Are you admin on that page?
I don't know.
You should be. If not, I'll make you one. If you notice, if you're watching the video version, if you're not watching the video version, there is a YouTube version of almost every podcast. It's youtube.com/ we haven't got enough subscribers for a URL name yet, but just search. Well, geez, I'm going to change the name of that one to 100. When we get to 100, we get our own URL. So
YouTube.
Yeah. So we're
got
at
20...
25, I think.
25? Well, we got 55 on Facebook.
That's right. So if you're liking us on Facebook, go like us on YouTube.
Even if you don't watch YouTube, just subscribe to it anyway. Just helps us.
Get to it.
Please.
Get to it, people. Get to it. That's better.
Wow, he's like...
Get to it. Stop in the butt. Oh. So yeah, we're talking today. The last Christmas episode we did, we got sent all this cool stuff. We got T-shirts.
Thank you, Nathan.
So we're now
They're
sponsored.
actually extremely comfortable.
I know. I was surprised. Normally shirts like this are really itchy.
Yeah, I'm weird with...
I like it.
Big up top. It fits really well.
Wait, what?
On shirts, I'm usually big up top, and it's hard to get the... I gotta lift my arms, it'll be up at my belly button.
You have a large bosom, is what you're saying.
Yes. I'm a busty gal.
You have luscious bosoms.
I'm a busty broad.
Yep. You've already dripped whiskey on your shirt, too.
Yeah, well, you know.
How long did that last?
As soon as I put it on.
You weren't even drinking, and you got whiskey on your shirt as soon as you put it on. Yeah, we got all sorts of cool crap. Notebooks, shirts,
Whiskey.
mouse pads, whiskey. Oh, Chad, I can't say enough. This Elijah Craig.
That's good.
That
I highly recommend
good.
it.
I even it's so smooth. Like at the end of my glass, I chugged it down so we could get the next episode started. Because we're going to try.
Me too.
Well, we'll talk about that one in a second. I chugged it down and it was even smooth with that. It was a little kick, but go chug, 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 chug. Oh, he did.
That's actually really smooth.
Right? Like you get to, normally if you chug that much,
I'm
it's
coughing.
sound like you
Breathing
just
fire.
smoked a joint or something. I mean, this is not monitored or not marketed for children. Copa, do not sue us.
Copacabana, hey. What would you like me to say?
Huh?
I'm going to post it on while we're live right now. Well, I guess live.
We are in need of your help. Our name is going to get us sued.
Who's Sue?
Who's Sue? We're going to get a lady that's going to work in the studio named Sue. I don't know. Just something about we need to change the name. And we need your help. Whoever can give us the best name that we go with, we will give them a free T-shirt. We'll get them one of the Whiskey and Whisker T-shirts.
Yeah.
I'm so upset. I was going to totally talk about that on one of the that we filmed today. I made T-shirts for us with the logo on the front and on the back. It says Whiskey and Whiskers Podcast, the best podcast since 1999. And now we can't use those. I guess I can just change the name. The Coca-Cola Podcast, the best podcast since 1999.
Best podcast is they put actual cocaine in the Coca-Cola.
In the podcast.
Copa, we're not marketed towards kids at all.
Copacabana.
Hey!
I don't know that song.
You know what? I think that's all I know of that song. I don't even know what the song's
Did
name
Elvis
is.
do that song?
Probably.
You know what I found the other day? Sidetrack, Elvis note, side note. We went
I'm
to...
going to take your pen away from you in about 2 seconds.
What if I just did that the entire show? Like, I hold my hand behind my back and you just... Can you hear that?
Be the last episode because I will shoot you during it. Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'll put that down. That's your pen, actually, too. No, that's my pen.
No,
I had the blue.
now I have
black
2
one.
pens.
I don't have a pen. The other day, we went to the Goodwill Clearance Center, and I found, I think, like 8 VHS Elvis movies.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on your
I bought every one of
Instagram.
them. I bought every one of them, Chad.
Your mom would probably seen them all.
I'm going to give them to my mom for Christmas. I can say
Oh,
that
she's not
because
listening to this.
this will come out after Christmas.
Oh yeah, it is. This is not a Christmas podcast
No,
anymore.
this is a Coca-Cola podcast today.
Yeah.
Coca-Cabana.
Hey!
Hey. Need more sound effects. We can make it do this weird stereo thing. That is so strange. I don't even know if that comes through when I do that. Okay, let's move on, Chad. It's time. Get those engines rolling. Get those V8s a purring. It's time to drink whiskey. We're still drinking from mason jars with the same glass from the last one because we forgot to wash the cups from 2 weeks ago. We are a couple slobs.
Yeah.
Are you still posting about the name?
Yeah, I'm being professional. Here, you want to proofread?
You're checking your Instagram, aren't you?
No.
Who is this gal? Sean?
That actually looks like something pop up.
I gotcha. Says, we need your help. We need to change our name because there's another podcast with the same name. So we're letting you decide. Winner will get a t-shirt with
The new name on it. Is that good enough?
Yeah, it went away.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Oh, so if you have an idea for a name
Post.
and we haven't picked one before this episode comes out, put it down. Comment down below.
No, I'm not going to let them pick one. I'm going to let y'all pick one.
Huh?
So I'm not going to let you pick one. I'm going to let them pick one.
No, yeah. Like the two of us will each pick 2.
What's it? We did the podcast for them, so they should decide, but we really did it because we're bored and we just like talking to each other.
I
so.
hate Saturday. I have nothing to do.
If we had money, we'd go be watching Star Wars.
Right? We're broke. We can each pick 2 of our favorites, and then put
Narrow
that,
it down.
and they can vote for it.
I'm down with
Give
that.
me your glass, sir. Today we are drinking Gentleman Jack.
Because we are gentlemen.
Can you see that over there? Focus.
Trying to
Thank
find my
you.
face. There it is.
We are drinking Gentleman Jack. This was another present from Nathan Ingen.
Nathan Ingen.
I haven't really eaten today either, now that I think about it. That may be why my speech is getting slightly slurred.
Make Leah take us to eat somewhere.
Yeah, I need a bread.
We need a bread. I need some Jimmy Dean sausage.
Go, some chimichangas.
Jimmy Changas. And a Coca-Cola.
Do you think when,
Sponsor us, Coke.
who were we talking about last time? Jimmy Johnson? Or Jimmy Dean sausage?
We were talking about Jimmy Johnson. You brought up Jimmy Dean
Do you think when
sausage.
Jimmy Dean?
Jimmy Dean. You can't talk
I
that
can't.
all day. You've turned into your mother.
Do you think when Jimmy Dean goes to Mexican restaurants, he's like, give me a Jimmy Janga?
I wonder in Spanish they call him a Yimmy.
Oh. That smells pretty good. Have you ever had Gentleman Jack before?
Yes.
I love Gentleman Jack. It's nice to you, but leaves you
Back in the
wanting more
hard
in the
drinking
morning.
days.
Is that enough? Yeah.
Want an IV with that?
Right? I'm just going to do a little bit of this because I'm feeling the effects of alcohol today.
Yeah.
I've been drinking for 3 days.
After this
straight.
one, I'll be sitting at your house for a couple hours.
That's fine with me. I like your company, Chad.
We'll watch Star Wars upstairs and the kids.
I wonder if it's on Fire Stick yet. You know, the stolen TV that I don't have.
But we'll sponsor us. We'll take it.
I think Gentleman Jack has like my favorite commercial for any whiskey commercial or any alcohol. Have you seen it? It's like they show the people that make Gentleman Jack and they're all like dressed up like what do you call it? Like fancy people. Can't remember what it's called. Like aristocrats.
Gentlemen's.
Like aristocrats.
Like us fancy people. What do you call them?
Aristocrats.
Not us.
Not us, yeah. They're all dressed up all fancy, and they're like, only the finest people make the finest whiskey, and then it shows them, and it's like what they're really dressed like. They dress just like you and me, Chad.
Well, I don't believe it. I think that's just for show.
Probably.
Probably like 3-piece suits.
You know, more than likely, it's all actors that they got for...
How many times are you going to pick that?
I forgot I needed to read something on it.
Forgot I needed to read.
I
It
forgot
sounds like
how
school
to read
all over
also.
again.
So today we are drinking Gentleman Jack Double Mellow Tennessee Whiskey. It is 40% alcohol, 80 proof, so it's actually less than what we had last time.
Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Distilled and bottled by Jack Daniel's Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee.
I wonder where Lynchburg is in Tennessee.
I thought Jack Daniel's was out of Kentucky.
No, it'd be Kentucky bourbon.
That's a good point. Well, doesn't the river that they get their the water from, doesn't it come out of Kentucky?
Maybe. Would it be the Ohio River?
That comes out of Ohio.
Yeah, it's got to go somewhere. It just stays in Ohio, just in a circle.
All right, let's say hello.
Did you fall asleep?
Man, that smells good. It smells like
Smells like you're already drunk.
It smells like tobacco, like a good pipe tobacco.
Oh. Lynchburg is 200 miles from here, if you're just wondering.
That would be kind of cool if we drove there and did a podcast from the Jack Daniel's.
And it's right below
distillery.
Nashville, so that's a double podcast right there.
Is it really?
I mean, probably like an hour away, but if you're on that side of the
Yeah,
world, you might as well.
If you guys would like for us to drive to Nashville, Tennessee, and go to Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Nashville, if you'd like to sponsor us with
Yeah,
a road trip
Nashville.
there. We're also going to need a car, gas.
Plane tickets would be even nicer.
Oh,
And free alcohol.
Oh, all I can drink on the plane as well.
Are you a get drunk on the plane kind of guy?
I'm
That's the only way you can function.
I'm gonna take a Klonopin before I get on the plane, so I don't have an anxiety attack kind of guy.
I've only flown twice. It was to Florida and then back. So technically, I guess it's
I've
once.
flown 5 times this. Well, I guess it's after Christmas last year
5 times this week.
to New York. And back.
I drove by the airport
I fall
today.
asleep on the airplane when I get on there. I like the turbulence.
Really?
It just puts me to sleep. I don't like the fall 200 feet out of the air like you're on a roller coaster, but like the bumps stuff puts me to sleep.
When we were, when
Like right on the highway.
when we were coming, or when I flew down there by myself, when I was coming back, the pilot landed so hard, like I was leaned sort of like this. I was right in the window, and the pilot landed so hard I hit my head on the window, and I was like, I am never flying again.
I got stuck in Maine
Just kidding.
one time in a.
If airplanes would like to sponsor us, I would take a ticket.
I'll take one. I got stuck in Maine in a blizzard one time, and I was stuck in New York for like 2 days.
You got stuck in New York?
We came out of Maine, and that big blizzard hit, and I got stuck in New York in a LaGuardia, I think it was, for like 2 days. I had to sleep for like 40 hours just hanging out.
Did you fall in love with a lady?
Yeah.
Did you build a fountain?
No, but her husband's pissed.
Oh.
Kid's doing great, though.
Are you Tom Hanks from The Terminal?
Yes, I lived there for 2 years.
That's a great movie.
I
Let's
just
drink some
love
whiskey, Chad.
Don't mind if I do. Hard to beat a good Jack Daniels. Or
Man.
Gentleman Jack.
I'm not a fan of Jack Daniels, but I
Really?
do like Gentleman Jack.
I like a little Jack Daniels. I can't drink a lot of Jack Daniels, but a little goes a long way for me.
I'm more of a Jim Beam kind of man, but I am definitely a Jack.
I like a
Daniel-
Johnny
Jack-
Walker.
Gentleman Jack.
You ever had that expensive Johnny Walker?
Expensive.
It's like
I'm
$200 a
poor,
bottle.
Chad. I spend all my money on video and podcast equipment.
I mooch off of his video and podcast equipment. That was
Sorry.
good timing.
Well, I planned it out. Let me
I think
censor
we're both getting sick. We're both coughing.
I've been sick, but I sound so deep and sexy. Oh, baby, baby.
I don't.
Let me hold your butt. That's how that song goes, right?
I don't know what somebody was trying to sing.
That's not the chair. Sorry.
Our
I
first
farted.
drunken podcast.
Oh my! Why am I so tipsy?
This will be the best one. Everybody
Oh,
will
my
love this
Lord.
one probably. We
I
haven't even started the episode yet, really.
the hepisode.
The
We got
hippopotamus.
Hepatitis. Little people know that the hepatitis actually came from the hippopotamus.
Mm-hmm. Hip Hop Anonymous.
Dang it! You give him the easy one.
I love that movie.
Oh, where'd my notepad go? Is this my
That's
notepad?
you. That's
No.
yours. Yeah, mine's sitting over here.
This notepad is brought to you by Coca-Cola.
I
Along
need
with
a-
like everything else.
I need a shirt
today.
with a sloth holding the Coke.
That's a nice shirt, Chad.
It really is.
I like the whiskey added to it.
It's a whiskey and Coke kind of shirt.
So we've been talking for oh my god, We've been talking for 15 minutes about nothing. But there was like 2 minutes of rolling that we have on here that
Don't care.
we did the intro like 4 times.
I'm enjoying this episode.
So I think if I can find the button, it's time to do the Dummy of the Week with Chad. Are you that dumb?
Did you actually sing that part?
Yeah, man. I did that in my office at work.
Really?
Yeah.
I see people walk by. Josh, do you have those? Are you that dummy? Huh?
What you got for us, Chad?
A woman was arrested for aggravated assault and what the? This don't have any cussing. We're good.
Oh.
This face Johnson. Now it does. And that was the dummy of the week. A woman got arrested for assault, aggravated assault, and owning a handgun, being under the age of 21 in Tennessee, because she brandished it to a person in a drive-thru. Why did she show that gun to the person in the drive-thru? Because she asked for jelly and they gave him ketchup. She pulled a gun on the drive-thru worker, the McDonald's employee, for giving her ketchup instead of jelly, and got arrested. And Josh just walks away.
Is that the end of the story?
That's the end of the story. I don't have big stories. These dummy of the weeks are getting a little harder to find, people. Anybody want to send me some dummies of the weeks I can put on here? Have you been the dummy of the week? Send it. I'll say it.
What'd she get arrested for?
Brandishing a handgun, aggravated assault, and owning a gun. Because apparently in Tennessee you can't own a firearm under 21 or something.
Dang it. I thought you said she got arrested for assault and battery.
That's why you walked away. All that for that's not even assault. That's assault shaker.
For our viewers, I'm holding up a salt shaker and a battery. Or our listeners.
Look, it's a Yin Yang Twin song. Shake it like a salt shaker.
I can't wait to put salt and pepper in these salt shakers that Nathan got us.
You're not putting that in there, are you?
Huh?
No.
You know I went upstairs to get pens?
Yeah? You've got...
There's pens and he gave us
If I
pens
don't get a
too.
Coca-Cola pen...
I didn't
Yes.
see those in there.
That's awesome. Thanks again, Nathan.
Oh. Awesome. We got pens too. Anyway, that was the dummy of the week.
It wasn't great. Sorry, people.
They'll get better, Chad. You're doing great, man. You are doing wonderful at this, Chad.
Are you that dummy?
Yes, I am.
I just like that
Apparently
part.
today. Chad,
What?
where are you?
I'm over here.
Do they write good?
I don't know. I ain't got that for you.
All right, my name Josh Harris Vlogs.
These are some
They write really
high
good.
quality pictures.
Again, thank you, Nathan. Nathan is the man.
For real.
The man.
Call this podcast Nathan Gives Us Stuff.
Oh, speaking of Nathan,
Every week you just send us something else.
he
Oh,
just
yeah?
messaged me. He said, "Fanny duster and lip wig too bold." What?
For the name of the podcast, Josh.
Oh,
Fanny Duster. Which one of us is Fanny Duster?
what the?
Are
so-
you that Fanny?
So we want to start a. Are you? Didn't we go to school with a Fanny?
I hope so.
I'm pretty sure there was a girl that we went to school with named Fanny.
Her middle name better be May.
Fanny May
Fannie
be
Mae.
busted.
I gotcha.
If you hear, oh sorry, too soon. If you hear,
Too late.
Stop! It just keeps starting over.
Just let it play out. We'll just sit here and wait.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
If you hear sounds in the background, it sounds like everyone is in the kitchen for some reason. Must be lunchtime, and they're making a lot of noise.
Lunchtime. It's 4:30.
They just woke up from a nap, so it's snack time. Popcorn.
Ooh, popcorn.
Oh, did we say what we thought about the whiskey? It's good. That's all I got to say. So we want to start a new section of the podcast where we answer your questions.
Yeah.
So we're putting on our Facebook page. If you don't follow us on Facebook,
I already did.
go follow us on Facebook.
Please.
We're up to 55 likes.
I know. I'm really impressed by that.
We need to.
In 28 days, we've got 55 likes.
We need to.
That's
like,
more
set
than
some
the other
goals.
Whiskey and Whiskers podcast.
Yeah.
FYI.
Maybe they should be the other.
No, they
No?
can have it.
Oh, okay. So disappointed.
Because
I
we'll
love
be
that
better.
name. Yeah, whatever we get is going to be better because our viewers or our listeners are going to name us.
We will be the podcast formerly known as Whiskey and Whiskers.
Can we do that, actually? I would
Why not?
totally be down for that. So, yeah, we want to start a question and answer
Banjo
section.
and the Sloth.
I don't want to be called Banjo.
I do.
I told you 5 times. You know I hate that name, Chad. They made,
All right, anyway,
they
question.
made fun of me in elementary school and called me Banjo.
Did they really?
No,
I hope so. I
I
was going to say, that would have been an awesome story.
yeah, I just wanted to make it funny for
They
you.
made fun of you for the white hair. little spot
No,
you
everybody
had.
loved my spot.
That is true.
I still got it. It's just hidden on my butt. So we want to
It
start
moved.
a
Belly button hair.
it's butt hair. We want to start a question and answer section of the podcast. We actually put on our Facebook. If you don't follow us, go check us out on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Whiskey and Whiskers podcast, which is going to probably have to change.
Yeah.
There's a link below in the
There's
video.
something better that y'all pick.
Yeah.
When I say y'all, I mean probably Nathan.
So I posted last week that we want to answer questions. We got questions.
Yes, we did.
From,
Good questions,
from
actually.
the same person that sent us all this awesome stuff.
He's like our #1 fan. We got to send him stuff.
What if he tries to kill us? What if he's one of those?
Like the woman from Selena.
Did you look at your camera?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
that was-
perfect. So yeah, he actually left a ton of questions because nobody else did. Let's just
They're
go
actually
through-
really good
They
questions,
are.
too.
And so
Just gotta turn a little bit.
I don't think I've mentioned this in a while. The focus of the podcast is talking about growing up in a small town in like the 90s, early 2000s, and the later 2000s.
Purpose of the podcast is we talk like this every day. We just decided to put microphones in front of us.
You're like, we could make money being stupid.
That's my goal in life. That's pretty much all I'm good at, is being funny or stupid.
Second
Yeah, funny. I'm also bad at math.
So let's answer Nathan's questions, Chad.
Please.
Are you bad at math? I thought you were good at math.
No, I'm actually good at math.
You were the good at math, and I just can't read.
We balance out.
Maybe you should read his question.
I'm not a good reader at all.
Let me sound this out here.
Hey, the
rat.
Samsonite. I was way off.
There's a Samsonite briefcase down there somewhere. First question, he says, favorite movie?
Of the 90s?
I guess.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Let's just focus on the 90s and 2000s.
Favorite movie of the 90s?
I know mine.
Do you really?
Yes,
There's
because
so many good ones.
in 5th grade, I was obsessed. I don't want to do it with my hand like this. In the 5th grade, I was obsessed with Titanic.
Oh,
I love that movie.
I went and watched it like twice in theaters. Dad never goes to the movies.
My parents took
He's
us
been to the
and I
movies
had to
3
close
times
my
with me.
eyes.
Really?
Yeah, remember? The boobs scene?
Yeah, that's why I sat next to Dad.
It was
Most
like,
people cover your eyes. Dad was nudging me, going, "Hey, hey. She's redhead."
covering your eyes with like that.
No, he'd always look at me, just cover your eyes. All right. Don't tell your mom. All right.
For our listeners that are not watching, Chad did not cover his eyes and he did not close them. He looked at the boobs.
I still look at
He's
them.
still imagining the boobs at this very moment.
What was it, 96, 97?
Oh, when that movie came out?
Yeah, we were like 9.
We still lived. I was still in Silva. I was going to Scotts Creek then. That was before I met you. Hold on, I'll look it up.
That was like a year before you met me. 2 years.
Did you know
Nope.
that there is a animated sequel to that movie? 1990.
How do you?
1990.
Sequel? It's just a picture of Titanic on the bottom of the ocean. Will it move?
It's all fish. Maybe we can get it to go back to the top.
Finding Nemo's Finding Titanic.
There is a movie called that.
You know,
It's an animated one, and it's reverse. So you know how in the the first one, Jack was poor and Rose was rich. Well, in
let's
this
be
one,
reverse. Like Titanic comes back up. I'm fine, guys. It was just a scratch.
the whole movie's played backwards actually. But in this one, and it's all animated. It's a cartoon. The girl is poor, and the rich guy falls in love with her. And then I think they actually both live. They figure out a way for both of them to sit on the door and float.
And that's actually the true story.
Which they could have done that.
That's what I was sitting there thinking. Like, if I was 97, if I was a furniture store owner or something selling doors
Why would you be 97?
in 97.
Oh, you said if I was.
If I was 97, I'd
Hanging on that
be
door.
dead. I'd make a commercial just for that. We make doors big enough for 2 people, Rose. Buy a door, get a free parka.
The Rose special.
Yeah. Comes with a life jacket.
What was your favorite movie, John?
Back then, I was a huge. Titanic's a good answer too, actually. It's a very
You're
good
allowed
answer.
to use it if you want to.
No, I'm gonna change it up. I was a big fan of Jurassic Park, actually.
That was 97 also, wasn't
No,
it?
that was like 93.
Really?
Yeah.
That movie, it's crazy. Like, there are movies that were, like, huge and, like, like Titanic and Jurassic Park. They're and, like, Terminator and stuff. But then now you
Of
go
80s.
back and you watch stuff like Terminator, and the graphics are just crap. They don't hold up. Tron.
Yeah, but you remember 93, the
Tron,
dinosaur.
the original.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I
from the
love
80s.
Tron.
Yeah, 90 and Jurassic Park and even Titanic, they both hold up.
I went and
Their
watched
computer
it,
graphics work so well
we
even
went and watched it
today.
at the drive-in. That and a Twister. We went and watched the drive-in, and the part
In
where
Waynesville.
yeah, it was raining and storming, and the part where the Twister went through the drive-in, I was sitting there going, I was freaking out. We were sitting in Dad's Firebird.
Your family probably got to go to one of the first, with those 4D.
Yeah.
Like it shoots water at you in the movies.
There's
the
one in New
seats
York, and I
move.
really want to go.
They still have stuff like that?
There's only 2 of them in the world.
They know
Like the
that-
seats move and everything. It's one in L.A. and well, there's only 2 in America. I should
They
say.
only show disaster movies.
Well, last time I was up there, I was playing that King Kong movie. I was like, that would be the best movie to watch in 4D.
That would be pretty cool.
He breathes, and all you smell is fish and
Uh,
bananas.
Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it wouldn't. You're getting close on your camera, so keep an eye on it so we can catch it. Too close. Too close. Too close. Too far. Too far. Perfect. Right. There. Okay. So Jurassic Park. So there you go, Nathan. Jurassic Park and Titanic.
Anything I watch at
Because
the
of
drive-in with my
dinosaurs and
family
boobs.
is probably...
I think I
The
only
90s.
remember going through the drive-in
We went all the
one
time.
time.
Dad loved the drive-in.
We saw Godzilla at the drive-in.
Dad would go to the drive-in because Mom would drive us there because she don't drink. Dad would drink, and I'd go out and play football in front of the screen with all the other kids.
Yeah.
And we watched Lake Placid, Independence Day. We watched a lot of good movies.
I really wish they would bring a drive-in back. They closed that, in
I went and watched
early
one in
2000s?
New Jersey over summer.
I mean,
They had a car show there, and they played
a.
Smokey and the Bandit, the first one.
Ah,
It was so awkward.
That's a classic.
It's right outside of Philadelphia. Like the racist scenes. I'm just sitting there like, I'm the only Southern guy, and I'm not talking at all because I'm not getting beat up.
What kind of plays are playing this movie?
They played that. And
I absolutely love.
they do it every year. They do it. Last year we went and watched Christine.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, and then
That-
they do all old car movies and have a car show there.
Titanic was probably my number one. Christine was definitely my number 2.
Yeah.
I watched that movie so many
Anything
times.
Stephen King
The
movie
guy
I
got
watch.
caught on fire and ran over.
Wasn't John Travolta in that movie?
No.
Who was it in?
Uh,
No, he was in Carrie. That's right. My bad.
there really wasn't. Was he in Carrie?
Yeah.
There really wasn't
He was the
anybody
main
big
bad
in
guy
that
in
movie.
Carrie. He's the one that poured the pig's blood on Carrie.
I haven't watched that in forever. And didn't they remake that one recently?
They made a part 2 and everything.
Oh.
That was his first book, I think.
All right, let's see. Was there a 90s song or lyric that had a lasting impact on each of your lives still to this day? I'll be honest, I don't know.
I'm a big Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. I love the
Red
Offspring.
Hot Chilies, Peppers.
Chili Peppers. That's when CDs was really coming out. You remember the first CD you bought in the 90s?
Yeah.
What was it?
Carmen, Mission 316.
What is that? That's church music, I'm guessing.
It's. I'll talk about yours for a second. I'll
Mine
find it.
was The Offspring, Americana.
See, like, I didn't know about stuff like that. Because, like, I grew up in a pretty strict... I mean, like, I love my parents, don't get me wrong, they're great. But, like, we didn't, like, listen... Like, my parents didn't listen to rock and roll, even though now, like, they both... Like, CCR is my dad's favorite band, always
your dad
has
played
been.
all the time, and your mom's big into Elvis.
Yeah. So, like, that's what I grew up with, was Elvis and bluegrass. And, like, when I when I hung out with my grandfather, I got to listen to
Dallas.
to rock and roll. Like, but it was all old. That's still today.
Yeah.
Like, I love
Old
old
school, yeah.
stuff.
Like, Mom was a huge Aerosmith fan because she's
I-
in love with Steven Tyler, and we listened to a lot of that. And Dad's a Zeppelin, and
I think
that's your
one of
typical Southern guy.
the first rock songs I heard was Bob Seger.
Hey, I like Bob Seger.
Old fashioned rock and roll. That was yeah. This is Carmen 316.
It's supposed to be like Christian James Bond.
Mission 316.
Oh, you know the song.
I still know all the words. Hold on, I think we're coming up on the bridge.
Oh,
Here it goes, ready?
it's a nice jump there.
Did not. No, that's not the bridge. Hold on, I remember
What are
the
they
bridge.
driving?
To the world, but to save us. He came so he could set us free, not to slave us. Surely we will see. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here thinking Pretty Fly for a White Guy was my first CD.
I still have that CD, actually. I popped it out the other day and I was like, what is this?
What was the last CD you bought? That's something I'd like to know. Because nobody ever really buys CDs anymore.
Sorry, I was testing the sensor. Boogertown Gap. I didn't buy it, I was given it.
Boogertown. Oh, that's even... There's some weird CDs there.
We got an Airbnb in Tennessee,
Is
and
that when I was staying at your house? Oh, that's when you went to Casey's
no, whoa,
Buffalo Dan's.
check.
Bachelor
Sorry,
party?
sound got off. No, this is a while back when I think you did stay here actually, but me and Lee and the kids went on a little vacation.
We threw a party.
But we stayed at Airbnb with some people that were musicians, and they gave us their
Oh.
CD. It was like bluegrass. It was pretty good. The last CD I bought was With You. We needed something heavy to listen to, so I bought Disturbed.
Oh, really?
I don't remember which album it was.
Last one I bought, I was with
Down
you
with the
too.
Sickness, maybe?
Last year when we went hunting, and we stopped and got the best of Queen. That was the last CD of it, which is still in my car.
I buy records all the time, but I never buy CDs. Did we answer that question? I
Yeah,
think so. Let's go to the
sure.
next one. 90s hero / role model. That's Nathan messaging.
Wow.
Put this on vibrate. Sorry about that, everybody. 90s hero / role model. Carmen.
Now we're talking early 90s when we were little.
316.
I was big into Hulk Hogan back then because wrestling was cool when you were 5 years old.
Wrestling was cool.
I like Hulk
Still
Hogan,
is.
and I'd watch baseball, and Chipper Jones was my hero.
I don't know.
I had his jersey and everything.
I don't
He was third
remember who my
baseman for the
hero
Braves.
was. Oh, I don't remember who my hero was. I'm gonna say Carmen.
San Diego.
San Diego.
San Diego.
Next question. Nintendo Sega.
Saga.
Wait, how do you spell Sega?
SEGA.
He spelled it Saga, so I read it right. Nintendo, Sega, or PlayStation? What was
Oh,
it?
I had a Nintendo.
Okay, so when...
I had an Atari, to be completely fair.
Yeah, we had that for a while.
And then my mom and everybody, because we didn't have a lot of money growing up, they all got together one Christmas and got me a Super Nintendo. This was like $89.90 when I was real little.
When you were 1?
It's early. I remember having it when I was real little, when it first came out. When I was back when they were like $100 or something.
So we had nothing for the longest time.
But I played it till I had like a PS2. I hope so.
yeah,
I'm really disappointed.
I remember when the PlayStation 2 came out.
Yeah.
I got the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even the
It was
original
the
one. I
little
got the
tiny
little
one.
one.
Yeah. Well,
And then when... I don't have anything now. Do you play games now?
I have an Xbox, but it's mostly watch movies. I got Hulu and Netflix on it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's made for.
All right.
I mean, I've got, I think, a Forza, which is a racing game that I've played maybe twice.
Is there a new one out? The 4? I don't even pay attention to that stuff anymore.
I couldn't tell you. Mine's mostly for Netflix and stuff.
All right, let's see. Did you discover internet in the mid to late 90s?
We had a desktop in the late 90s.
Yep. I remember dial-up. Net Zero, you buy the CD and the Walmart line. Remember
My
that?
cousins had internet, so I'd go over to their house and play it all the time.
We never, I don't think we ever bought a computer. My grandfather always gave them to us. Like, he'd get a new
That's
one.
where we got ours.
And he'd get, my grandfather?
Yeah, I think he gave us one.
Really?
No.
Oh. He'd buy a new one and we'd get his old one. But I don't remember that much.
Ours mysteriously died because it got,
One of the first computer viruses on it.
yeah, around the same time I hit puberty. So, not connected it anywhere.
No, at all. Okay, what was the
Completely my
worst?
fault.
What was the worst thing you ever did in the 90s that got you in trouble?
That's a long story. Or a lot of stories, I should say.
Pick one.
Remember when I was real young, I got a BB gun for Christmas. Shoot your eye out, kid. The day I got it, it's almost the same thing. I shot the truck window out of my Papa's truck. He was so angry. Because we were shooting the side of the shed, and the truck was parked over here, and I did like the old school, like Terminator, where it was lever action. So I'd click it, I'd one out a pound, it was, I just dropped the gun and I took off running.
Was he like, you little, get back over, I'm gonna beat your...
Basically, yeah.
pretty much. So, I don't think I've ever told you this. I started to and you stopped me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember what year it was, but me and one of our friends, Josh Merrill,
That's middle school, so it's got to be late 90s.
we were, back before I rode the bus home, I would walk home, or I'd walk to mom and dad's work,
Long walk.
because they worked like right down the road from the high school, or the middle school.
I know where Pioneer is now?
Yep.
I thought so.
Yeah, right near it. We would walk to there every day. So Josh Merrill lived right down the street, so I'd go up to his house and we'd hang out for a while. He came down to mom and dad's work one day, and it was in that little neighborhood, and we found a trash pile, and there was where people were like restoring a house or something, and there was an old wooden door, just sitting there in the trash pile. So we picked it up, and we were just messing around. We were playing Charlie's Angels. We'd be like, Charlie's Angels, and we kicked the door. I wish
Were
I
you
was
Farrah
kidding.
Fawcett or
I was.
Charlie's? There's so many male you could be.
We could have been playing cops.
James Bond.
We could, yeah,
Cowboys and
anything that kicks a door. Anything.
Charlie's
but we
SWAT
decided
team.
to be Charlie's Angels, and the cop came, and like
Couldn't even be Charlie. You had to be the Angels.
we had to be the Angels. A cop came and tried to like arrest us, and we had to go get my dad and all this other crap. He had to call the owners. They were trying to like arrest us for vandalism.
For kicking the door.
And we were like, it was in the trash. Why would it's like technically it's anybody's property when it's in the trash? We didn't know that then, but
Oh, I bet your parents flipped.
Dad got pretty mad, but we got out of it. All right, last question is:
Wow.
any confessions to something you did in the '90s that you never got caught?
Still a felony, no.
Oh, you don't want to get arrested? is what
Nope.
you're saying. Okay.
Copacabana, hey!
I did.
You just ruined everything.
Sorry.
I don't know.
I
Something
really
I
like
never
that
got
sound
caught.
I was a good kid. I never did anything.
We'd go camping and stuff. Dad would throw parties and we'd run around. Me and my cousins would steal his beer. Which he now knows about, so I don't think that really counts.
Oh yeah, you've already confessed.
No, he already knew. He's like, my beer kept disappearing. He started adding stuff up. Like, why was there my 10-year-old stumbling around, hitting on all the
this a
women
six-pack?
dancing,
I could just see little Chad.
smacking some 20-something-year-old woman on the butt, saying, "Let's go, toots."
I don't think I have anything. I think maybe the Charlie's Angel door game.
That's embarrassing. I wouldn't
Yeah,
even confess to that. I'd have kept that one. I would have said something else.
I'm not proud of that one.
We were Charlie, not the Angels.
Sorry. So yeah. But yeah, that's all the questions. Thank you, Nathan, for the cool crap and the questions.
The cool crap questions.
The cool crap questions. I gotta stop repeating you so much.
You really do.
But that's the end of today's episode.
That was a good. I liked it.
I think I need to
I don't
sit
care if
down
you
and
hated
take
it.
a
I
nap.
liked it.
So if you'd like to have, I would like to make the question and answers like a part of each episode.
Yeah, I like that.
So like maybe don't leave so many. It's great that he left this many questions for it because it filled in for everybody else that didn't.
But we had actual good stories for it.
Yeah. So
Well,
if
I
you
thought
would
it was-
like to have us discuss a topic for you, leave a question in the comments and we'll get to it. You can leave one or many. I think we should make this part of every episode.
I'm fine with that. So Nathan, give us more questions.
Yeah, we need more questions for next episode that we're recording in a minute. All right, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening to Bourbon and Buttholes. Maybe we should just call it
Podcast
that.
formerly known as Whiskey and Whiskers.
The other Whiskey and Whiskers podcast that's better than the original is brought to you by Coca-Cola, Chad Shelton, Whiskey and Whiskers, the other one that's not us that we're going to let them sponsor us, and that's all I can come up with.
Yeah,
Thanks again. We'll see you next time when we discuss what happens when you put a cat in a blender.
Ew.